Hi, I'm Monty. Welcome. Thank you for joining me. Today we are fixing the top, and we really shouldn't need to do this, but it's the way it is, and I'll explain all of that as soon as we spin the intro. All right, we are back. I have put together the top. I've added some braces here, some braces up in here, and I had braces in here. What happened was with the go-bar deck and the glue that was on the bottom of the bracing in here, what happened was I was in a hurry, first mistake, and I glued it, put the go bar together, put the bars on it, and I didn't notice, and it slid, and it came out from the edge of this brace and on this brace, and that just won't do. It was out by about 1/8 of an inch, and I didn't notice it, and of course it hardened. So what I had to do was I had to take these braces off. I've already taken these braces off and replace them, and now I have these braces which go on this side, and I've replaced those with these braces, so I'm going to do that in a minute. But what I did first, as you'll see here, I took my spatula. This is a special spatula. First of all, I want you to know it's a standard spatula. I bought it, I guess, Home Depot, wherever. And I took the grinder and I put it up against the grinder to thin it down on both sides. And then I took the edge, the corner here, which is straight, and rounded it over, because when I'm working, I don't want that corner to grab any of the top of the guitar or anything like that and make a mess. So round off those corners. And you can do that with sandpaper if you need to. Just take a block of wood and go around it like that and sand it. So then what I did is once I had it sharp, I put it on the buffing wheel, which is leather, and stropped it. And what that does is put a real fine edge on here. Because the very next thing you do when you're trying to remove something like this is I heat it. And I use a heat gun, and you can get these things any automotive shop. I'm sure Princess Auto in Canada has it, and some of the auto shops in the States will have it. These run around $20, and they're not hair dryers, but they're like a hair dryer. So I simply heat this up like that until I get it really good and hot. And then what I do is I very carefully place it up against the brace, as you'll see here, and I start wiggling it back and forth like this. And the key to getting this stuff off without ripping the top apart and without damaging the actual brace that I made is to go slow. And it keeps working its way in until I'm able to take it right off, whatever that happens to be that you're looking to remove. Now, this works extremely well. Be careful, because this gets hot, all right? And keep sharpening it. I even sharpen my chisels with the strop as well to make sure that I have those things nice and sharp. This is not anything for dull tools. They need to be very, very sharp in order to accomplish what it is that you're trying to do here. So I have taken this off. These are all pyramided in here and down in here. And now I am going to go back to the Go Bar deck and I'm going to glue these things back on. Now, I'll show you just as a matter of interest here. Here's a picture of these two braces. You can see how they're tight. The reason I want these tight to this brace is we've got this brace going across here. We've got it glued to the top and in the center. I've got a support piece over here. I want this tight here so that when this top moves, when we're playing this like this, and it's going back and forth, I want this whole unit to move together as one piece. I don't want it separate. So that way nothing rattles, everything will be just hunky-dory. And I'm going to show you in the next video a little jig that we've used down on the bottom here, down in here. And I'm going to do the same thing up in here and put one up in there. So I'll show you how I do that. So we're almost there. I still have some shaping to do on the top here and a couple of the braces. These braces need to be curved over and sanded nice and smooth, and I will get to that shortly. So right now, I will head over and glue these onto the deck, and then I'm heading up to get a cup of tea. So thank you very much for joining me. I will perhaps post something on Instagram or somewhere else so you can see what those actual pieces here look like when they're done, and we'll be back in another video to show you that. Now don't forget, the book is virtually done. It's written. We're just tweaking a few things, so go to montymckinnon.com and register to get the sneak peek of what's in there. We've already put out 2, and I've had a lot of very favorable responses to that. So if you haven't got a copy yet of that, go and register there. Your email will go in, and then we'll email that out to you. And we're not going to hound you on all of that, but you will want to know when we release the product, because there's going to be a special offer given to you, which will save everybody a whole bunch of money. And I'm all about saving some money. One thing I don't do, I never ask people to subscribe. I don't know why, other than I forget. So would you kindly subscribe? And the button is down one of these sides here, and you hit the bell and all that. You know what to do. So go subscribe, and you'll be notified when we do other things. And I've got a couple of other projects that I'm going to work on besides the guitar that will be of interest to you, because there's a lot of you who do a lot of building, and you're going to want to see some of these other projects because you're going to want them to get ready for the spring and the spring planting. So until then, let's get out of here, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.